What's going on, YouTubers? Welcome to another video. Today I wanted to talk about all the life-size busts that I want made. So as you guys know, I own like 50 or something life-size busts at this point. Over the last really 2 years is when I've become much more into busts, mostly because of just how good busts I've gotten. When I first got into collecting, the bust was like the Gaming Heads Kratos and some ECC busts, and those were very impressive. Like Reaper was my favorite for the longest time. And then I think my first silicone was ECC Pennywise, or Blue Box Pennywise. I think so. But obviously I've collected like 20 plus silicones, and it's definitely been a huge change for the Flankster cave. Got rid of a lot of old Sideshow PFs. Got rid of all my comic-based stuff, a lot of statue lines, a lot of stuff I loved, but ultimately, busts was definitely something that I was just leaning towards. Now, there's a lot of people who only collect busts. I commend them. It looks really good, but I do like a mixture of statue and bust the best. Little Gizmo bringing in a toy. But there's definitely some key characters that either have been in bust form or like it was horrible, or it just hasn't been done at all. And I wanted to talk about that. Let's basically get to it. Actually nothing in this room. I just got home from the gym, ate, wife bought me Chipotle, and showered. So, yeah, there's definitely a bunch of video game characters that we need to know. First off, an updated Kratos, like a licensed one. Yes, I'm getting my custom one, but why have we not seen like Prime 1 or another studio tackle life-size Kratos, considering how incredibly popular the game is? We've only gotten the Gaming Heads 2 busts, and frankly, they're both terrible. I mean, the first one's pretty decent, but I just can't do non-glass size anymore. I don't like sculpted hair on a life-size bust either. It has to be, real hair. So yeah, lack of Kratos, huge mistake by companies. If I was a studio, I would immediately get the license for God of War and make life-size Kratos. And I would do the OG and the new version. Definitely do both. And I think that's a huge miss by a lot of studios out there. We have not gotten a classic Link. Now, when I'm talking about busts, I really mean with arms. Arms, for me, is a huge deal nowadays. Like, I want my bust to have arms. At a minimum, one, like Clicker, but at a, double arms is the way to go. It truly makes a bust far superior, in my opinion. We don't have a classic Link bust. We got that blue Link. That one actually was really good. I almost bought that, but I've been trying to stick to the classic and not blue version. Otherwise I probably would have bought that Link bust. And frankly, I'm still very tempted, if I'm honest. I'd love to get that. But, we need a classic Link. You could do Twilight Princess, Ocarina of Time with arms. I mean, imagine like that Kid Link, but adult version, like that in a life-size format. How sick would that be? Granted, that sword would be massive, so I probably wouldn't do that pose. I'd probably just, I don't know. But yeah, we need a life-size Link. I would love updated Mortal Kombat busts. Now, I'm actually very happy with these. They're one of my few, non-anime Polystone busts, these and ECC. I think PCS did a killer job on these busts, really good job. I would love to see them made in silicone for the skin. The skin's painted very good, but silicone would bring it to next level. I think they have glass eyes, they look like glass eyes, and I'm happy with the eyes. But I would love more body and with arms. Imagine Scorpion, holding his spear, and Sub-Zero holding a light-up key ball. Just how much more epic would an Infinity Studios style Scorpion and Sub-Zero in these costumes, because those are my favorite costumes, make it much taller with arms. The bases are good, but I would make them better, probably incorporate a mini fatality into it. If I was PCS, I definitely would have done that. These are great, but there definitely is room for improvement, and I'd make a lot more MK busts. Where's Shao Kahn? Where's, there's so many cool characters that we just lack. Definitely Scorpion, Sub-Zero, Shao Kahn. It's kind of hard with Goro because you kind of need all 4 arms. And if you made one with all 4 arms, like waist up, good God, that'd be massive, but it'd also be epic. God, that would be so cool. Imagine cut off right there. The base has that lower, like, peace symbol, or that's not peace. That's the yin-yang symbol as a bust. Dude, that'd be so sick. Real hair, Jupiter. We've been getting a lot of DBZ busts, so I think overall, we're set on DBZ. With all the companies, ever since KD started the bust trend, I feel like we're kind of set there. But definitely, we're lacking MK busts. I'm happy with what I got, but I definitely wish I had more. And if I had the license for MK, I would have did an Infinity Studio style Scorpion, Sub-Zero, Shao Kahn, and, kind of go from there. I mean, some other characters, like, I don't need a life-size Katana or Jade. Baraka would be cool. It's kind of hard on Raiden and Liu Kang. You got to do characters that are just cool looking, and they're not really cool looking, So, by a minimum, Shao Kahn, Scorpion, Sub-Zero, and if you could pull off a Goro, granted, it'd be probably 4 feet tall. Be like Thanos big. I guess that could work. Shao Kahn would be huge, too. Imagine if he was holding his hammer, too. Yeah, so I would say in this room, that's kind of it. Pretty happy with the busts we've gotten so far with Jurassic. You got the mini ones, this one, the 1/3 Queen. Gotta say, I'm really loving that Black Adam. I freaking love it. Just watched the movie again yesterday after I got the statue, and I'm very happy with this statue, folks. I think it's absolutely amazing. The movie's fantastic, although I will say the end battle against that demon, like actually The Rock fighting that demon, is honestly a very terrible battle. Like, The Rock felt like he was losing the whole time, and only way did he get help, did he just rip the horns off. I like the fatality end, but the actual battle, I wish it was a lot longer, and I wish The Rock would have did better. Like, I feel like that was one disappointment for me in the movie, is that end battle. I like when the Justice Society fought him, I just didn't like The Rock fighting them. I thought The Rock's battle was pathetic. There's obviously a lot of Marvel busts that we don't have. Like, I got a lot of good ones, but I think it's also due to licensing. I got my custom Black Widow, but if licensing wasn't a problem, imagine a ScarJo Avengers 1 Queen Studio style, like with that detail. That's okay. Obviously, you guys saw my reviews, not the greatest. But imagine it like Thor, Doctor Strange style Black Widow Avengers 1. Good God, that would sell like 5,000 units. That's definitely one I think pretty much everyone and their mom wants. Frankly, I'd also love a Megan Fox Transformers 1 bust. I would so buy that. And I think a lot of people honestly would. Pretty much every guy has had a crush on Megan Fox from Transformers 1. I think if you did a life-size bust of her holding the Allspark, everyone would buy it. As long as likeness is perfect. And everything's full silicone. We definitely need a movie Deadpool bust and updated Wolverine. I think Queen did a bad job on their first attempt. Paint rubbing off, likeness off. They definitely need to redo that. I would love an updated Harley Quinn that has better likeness. Infinity overall did a good job, but they should have made everything full silicone, the neck, the fingers, and give us better likeness. I still don't feel like any company has truly nailed Margot Robbie's likeness. J&D, the bust, the Prime one, they're all off in my opinion. Like, they're decent, but they're not like, like that Mara has very good likeness. That Wonder Woman has great likeness. It's still not great likeness in my opinion. It's good likeness, but not great. And I want great. Not too much in this room to speak forward, though. So, I'm about to play some Final Fantasy. Why have we not gotten a licensed Jungle Hunter Predator bust in the last 10 years? Answer me. Prime 1, Queen, Infinity, what the hell are you guys doing? Why did I have to go custom route? Why couldn't you make me one? It boggles my frickin' mind that we don't have one. Is the license that hard to get? Does someone else hold it? Like, seriously. Why do we not have better versions? I mean, we had, a bunch of Predator busts by Cool Props, and frankly, they're all terrible. And the Sideshow one isn't very good. It's tiny. I love my Alien Zephyx one. I think it's phenomenal. One of my best busts, honestly. But why have we not gotten, like, a licensed version of this? You know what I mean? So definitely that is a huge miss by every statue company. Shame on you guys. Let me just mute this Final Fantasy. Goodness. All right, so we know PCS has the Underworld license. They revealed their Marcus. They're doing a Celine, but they need to make a high-end Celine bust. Now, I don't know if PCS can pull it off. Frankly, I'd rather have Queen do it or Infinity. But imagine a Celine, holding her two guns in a corset, life-size Infinity Studio style bust. I think that would be a huge hit amongst collectors. I've seen one silicone bust by Andy Wright, and it's decent, but, I heard in person it's just not that great. I almost bought it many times, honestly. But I didn't like the elongated torso without arms. It just looked off. But yeah, life-size Celine bust, freaking ridiculous. We don't have more Underworld statues considering how popular the movies are. There's 5 movies, and Kate Beckinsale was obviously a lot of guys' crushes, and let's be honest, it's mostly guys that collect statues, and definitely sexualized statues do sell. I mean, look at Vampiro. I bet you 80% of the collectors that bought that have not read the comics and know nothing about the character. They bought it because it's a sexy girl wearing skimpy clothes, and it's just a cool concept. I can tell you that's why I bought both those. Cool concept, sexy woman. I didn't buy it because I love Red Sonja or Vampirella. I don't know anything about them outside of the crappy movie. I mean, it's okay. And Vampirella I know nothing about. In this room, I'd say that's kind of it in terms of my statues I want bust. I mean, I would love a life-size Blade movie version bust. I think that would be sick. Kind of surprised we don't have an updated endoskeleton bust. The last one was done by Sideshow 7 years ago. It's okay. It's the one I used to have, But imagine, I saw a custom the other day in a group, and it was kind of from right here, and it had both arms. It looked articulated, and it had a gun. Although there were some things on the paint app I don't like, but I'd almost be tempted to convert this into a bust. Imagine that. I mean, obviously it's a full statue, but you could totally convert this into a bust. The fact you have the double arms, I'd probably almost do the double arms up for sake of space. But because this torso comes off, if you made a custom base and sat it on, you could absolutely make this into a bust. I'm kind of surprised we haven't seen a bust, of, basically that. But there's no point in doing that when you have the full statue, of course. But, let's say space truly was such an issue and I decided I didn't want to display the legs in that base anymore. Create some sort of cool looking base, custom made that, holds it. Because it is you'd want to kind of have the base like this going into the base, and there's a metal rod that holds this in. You'd want to have that also hold into the base. But, realistically, you could make that into a bust, like an Infinity Studio style bust. I even wonder if his head was lowered because I have his gun up in a bust form. Anyways, we need an updated endoskeleton bust, kind of like that. Infinity Studios deliver us an endo. You don't need double guns, just one, but do have it the ability to go up, down, and, all angles like this statue. With a sick looking base, definitely something we need. I feel like the gun up is the best because when it's forward, it's just too freaking deep. When it's down, look how low it is. It wouldn't work for a bust. Realistically, it just needs to be gun up. And I don't know if you'd want double gun up. Maybe the other arm just kind of doing whatever. Or even just a one-armed bust would probably work. But yeah, definitely an updated endoskeleton bust. I don't know if I'd buy it since I have the full life size right now, but I still think we need one. Oh yeah, one thing I did want to actually talk about, going back to where I was before, there was a bust that I did want, and I'm actually looking at potentially even getting one commissioned, if I can also find space. But we need a life-size bust, like a Infinity Studio style one, of this guy, Gollum. Now, Jupe Bongarts, who made my old Lurtz bust, incredibly talented, made my clicker bust, He's making a life-size Gollum right now out of silicone. Now, it's quite pricey. You know, with shipping and everything, you're talking $6,000 for that thing. I don't necessarily need a life-size Gollum. I was talking to him about, you know, potentially doing like a bust clicker style, holding the ring one-handed, you know, with some, I mean, ideally if you could do some sort of Prime 1 styled base, you know, I think that would be sick, and I would want to get that. Doesn't need to be super tall because he's obviously a small character. Now, ideally, if I could display it down low, that would work best, but I would love one. You know, in a perfect world, it'd be displayed almost like the old Sideshow PF I used to have, either holding the ring up or the other pose, but I think a life-size Gollum bust would be amazing. There has been kind of a few over the years, but it's always just been like just the head, and usually the details kind of lacked. Some were pretty good. Like I saw one that I think was silicone and glass size, but it was just a head. I want an Infinity Studios style Gollum bust. I think that would be amazing. Now that's definitely one Lord of the Rings bust I would get beyond the 3 I'm going to have. You know, I probably wouldn't mind getting Lurtz back, but space is definitely an enemy. A Gollum bust, I mean, ideally, if I could fit it down there. Granted, I don't have a ton of height space down there. But in a perfect world, right there would work good. Theoretically, I could probably get like a little thing and maybe do it right here. You know, but I would love to get a Gollum bust. If I could get a Gollum bust and make it work, I definitely would want to get a Gollum bust. That is definitely one character I would love to get in bust form. Anyways, folks, that is kind of it. I know I'm probably missing something. I want to go play Final Fantasy. I freaking love that game. I am 60 hours in, and I can't wait to play, hopefully, 60 more. Anyways, let me know what you guys think, what you want in a bust. Like, comment, subscribe. Have a great day.